Hello, my name is Tanya, and this is Clueless in Suburbia. Hi, everyone.
Good afternoon. Sorry.
Hi, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Today, I have with me Miss Lauren Gunn. Me and her have known each other for probably almost 15 years at this point. I think we've realized not too long ago.
That long, I think. Yep.
We first kind of met formally when we both worked at Hollister back in the day.
Oh, wow. That's dating back.
Yeah.
I used to love Hollister. That was like the thing to wear.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny because sometimes I see with like Gen Z, there's like a resurgence of like Hollister clothing, like on Depop and stuff like that, which is interesting.
It's crazy.
But
everything goes in full loop. It's great.
I kind of love it though, because I don't ever get rid of anything, so I still have some of my like old Hollister clothes.
I don't exactly fit in it, but you know. But that was probably the worst job I've ever had.
Wait, really?
It was the worst job because you would. So I would open the store in the morning and you would have to spray all the clothes with that nasty ass cologne. Am I allowed to curse?
Yeah, you can curse.
Okay,
yeah.
I can curse. So you would have to spray the entire store with the cologne and everything was so dark, and then you would have to dust, but you couldn't see anything. So what are you supposed to do? Like,
I actually
dusting and
I love that you just like gave away like a Hollister secret, because everyone always thought that they pumped it through like the ceiling and like a secret little spray.
I sprayed all of the clothes at 9 a.m. in the morning. It was horrible. But yeah, I mean, the only good perk about that is I just bought a ton of clothes.
The discount was good from what I remember. I think it was 40%. I
think it was like 40% off. I don't really remember. I was 19. Those were some good times. 19, 20 years old. Yeah, it was a good era of my life.
I remember, so my first day of work, like I saw Lauren. We knew each other from like school and from mutual friends. And I remember she like approached me. I'm always like been a heavy eye makeup girl. So I remember you had to look very all natural when you worked at Hollister. And I remember like me and her talking, and then I remember her like getting really close to me and being like, "Do you have on eyeliner? Be careful, they might make you take it off." And I was like,
that sounds like something I would do.
And she's like, "Just be careful. Just be careful." And I was like, "Oh," she's like, "It's your first day. They probably won't say anything, but just for next time."
Yeah, they were crazy. So at the time, I don't know about now because I haven't been there in a long time, but you weren't allowed to wear anything black. Like no black eyeliner, not even like black hair ties, like the little hair ties you put in your hair. You couldn't even wear that. They were so strict. Everything was like brown and like bright and beachy. So you couldn't wear any makeup. I was like afraid to even put like mascara on sometimes. But yeah, it was fun.
I remember, I love how this conversation just went into the now like Hollister. I remember like, cause I was hired as like a model or whatever they called it.
A model.
Yeah. And I just basically stood at the front of the store and then just went, "Hey guys, welcome to the pier."
Welcome
and I was like,
yeah, it was weird.
At the front of a store.
And people would look at me like, "What did you just say?"
Yeah. Like I'd get one of two reactions. I would either get people be like, "Hi," and then walk by, or I'd get like creepy old guys that would think I want it, like that would like use it as an excuse to try to keep talking to me. And I'd be like, this is my job. Like, I don't actually care how you're doing. Like, just please go along. Please walk along.
I think the one time I had a really nasty manager, and I felt like I folded like a bunch of clothes, and you would use like a board. So it had to be pristine, and I folded like maybe like 20 shirts, and she came over and knocked the entire thing over. She's like, "You didn't fold these right, fold them again." I literally cried. I'm like, I'm done with this job. Like, that is literally the time I was like, I'm done. That's it. I'm done.
My ending there was
crazy.
I think I was more so seasonal, so they had me on the schedule a lot, and then all of a sudden they didn't schedule me for like 3 months. So I was like, okay, I guess I'm just seasonal, whatever. Yeah. And then they all of a sudden called my house phone one day and were like, "You were on the schedule," and I was like, "I haven't had hours here in months." Like, whatever.
Yeah, interesting times.
Yeah.
Hollister.
Yeah. But yes, me and Lauren have known each other a very long time. We both grew up on the Jersey Shore, so we have plenty of years and experience going to Bamboo and Seaside Heights and LBI and everywhere. Like she lives in Point now forever. Yeah, she used to drag me along with her. I used to love it. Like when she used to work and shop girl at Jack and Bill's, she would like have me come with her for her whole shift while she was like working the whole time, and I would just like chill like while she was working.
Yeah, the shots I gave me were horrible. They were like Gatorade, like almost. It was weird, and I think I charged like $5 for them. It was horrible. But,
yeah,
I mean, whatever. We had a good time, and it was a great bar, and I loved all the bartenders and the managers, and yeah, it was an interesting era, and then it burnt down. So R.I.P.
Yeah, and then so Jack and Bill's then turned to Jack's Garage, and now Jack's Garage isn't even around anymore either. They're now Seaside Social Club. Yeah. Oh yeah, we went there.
Oh, like yeah, we did go there.
We went to like the soft opening week or something.
It was cute. We had a good time. Fun night.
Yeah.
Night.
But okay, let's get into it. Keep going.
Into it.
Do you want to talk about yourself at all? What you do for a living, your life?
Yeah. So I am a mother now, and I have a son. He is just turned 1, and I'm a bartender. I've been bartending since I was 21 years old, and I went to college and everything, and I even like interned at the health department and worked in offices, and I said, you know what? I can't do this. It's not me. I'm more, I like to interact with people. I like to socialize, and I can't just sit around staring at a computer. So I just got into bartending, and I kind of made a career out of it, and I absolutely love it. How long I'm going to be doing it, I have no idea, but I'm just taking it day by day, and it kind of got me through a lot, like through college and through my 20s. And now that I'm 33, I've learned so much about people and professions, like people that come in that are higher up, and it doesn't even matter how rich you are. Some people that are rich don't tip very well. I'm not even joking. Like I feel like people that don't have any money, they tip
the best,
1,000 times better than people that are like millionaires. And I know that for a fact, for just being in the industry for so long. But yeah, I love it. It's great. I've met so many awesome people, friends. I guess I kind of met my husband through bartending, but I met him through friends. Then I went on a boat, and then the rest is history. And then we have a beautiful son now.
What is your son's name?
Aiden.
Yeah.
Yep.
I knew the name, but I wanted her to say it for the audience.
Oh, sorry.
But yeah.
Yeah, my son. Yeah, Aiden. Yeah, he's a bundle of joy.
Yeah, I really like watching her and her son interact. I feel like she seems very at peace with being a mother, and like seems to thoroughly enjoy it. And I feel like I love when I see that, and I can tell someone like is actually gaining a lot from doing this, and doesn't seem like stressed out or anything. I feel like you seem very at peace with it.
Yeah, I keep it to myself.
I mean, everyone. I mean, like I have like mental breakdowns having to go food shop sometimes. So it's like it's okay. Like it happens. But you seem to very thoroughly enjoy it, and I enjoy seeing that.
Yeah, it's awesome.
All right, so we will roll right into it. My first question for everyone is the full loaded question: is what is your top 5 favorite movies? No specific order.
So I would probably say, I mean, every girl our age says Mean Girls, and that's definitely one of my top. But I will talk about others. I would say.
Wait, I want to roll back to Mean Girls really fast because this is my question I keep asking for because almost like so many girls say Mean Girls on which I love. It shows our age. It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
But what was your favorite Mean Girl character out of all of them?
I would say Brittany Murphy's character.
Wait, on Mean Girls? No. Wait.
You're so dumb. Wait. On Mean Girls. Okay, sorry. Yes. I would say Gretchen Wieners.
Gretchen Wieners. Her dad's the creator of Toaster Strudel.
Yeah. I love. Full of secrets.
Yes. Her's full of secrets. So what I've said, I might have said this in another one of the episodes, but what I love is that, so out of every person now that has said Mean Girls, and I've asked this question to, everybody so far has given me a different answer. So you're the first person that said Gretchen. Yeah. And then I've said this before. I'm personally, Karen, I think was my like fate. I feel like I would be the Karen.
Yes, I would probably relate more to the Karen.
Yes.
Just like, I mean, you're not stupid.
I'm ditzy. I can admit it. Yeah.
But like, I mean, so am I. But like, I feel like because long blonde hair, you're just like, you know, very calm, and I don't know.
But I love Gretchen. I do really like Gretchen
Yeah.
Wieners, and I feel like as I got older, you can appreciate watching Gretchen Wieners, kind of like her process, the anxiety of like being pulled back and forth in that whole like friend group, and her like trying to cope with the fact that she understands it's unfair, like with the earring thing, and trying to process it, and then finally coming to like a bust, like the pressure building up and her freaking out.
Yeah.
I do like that part of her character in that group.
Yeah, and so fetch. I love that term.
All the quotes.
So fetch.
All the quotes from that movie are absolutely iconic. There's a reason why we still hear them to this day. And it's been almost like 20 years. I think it's 20 years at this point of Mean Girls.
I just can't believe they ruined it. I mean, I didn't see the movie yet.
The musical?
The musical? Like, why? Please, just why?
It's...
I don't understand. I mean, it's not even like they, like, did something different. They did the same characters with different people and recreated like the same lines and trends that they did, and it just doesn't work. I don't know. I just wasn't even like going to see it. No.
It's okay. So I tried giving it a shot. Yeah, I tried, and I think as an actual Broadway musical, I think I probably could appreciate it on Broadway, acted out in that sense. But as an actual Hollywood full big budget film, it's not for me. Not for me.
I forget what town it was, but it was filmed at a high school in New Jersey.
I heard that.
Yeah, because so my husband's a UPS driver, and his buddy, I forget what town it was, but he was on the route, and he actually tried delivering a couple of boxes to the musical, and they like had to turn him away. They were like, "Oh, there's recording in process," and he's like, "What are they recording?" And they told him, and he's like, "Seriously, Mean Girls?" So,
yeah.
I mean, my husband told me, and I was like, "Oh my god, that's so cool! I totally want to see that." Then the trailer came out, and I'm like, "No."
Yeah.
So yeah, but yep. Well, you know, Mean Girls will forever be in our hearts.
It will for me too. I mean, it's definitely in my top 20. It's got to be.
100%.
So moving on to your next one, you said was Clueless.
Oh yeah, so Clueless, definitely up there. I've seen it 1,000 times. I appreciate that. What's his name? Paul. What's his name?
I can't think of his name right now. Why am I having a brain fart also?
I mean, it's the first time I've ever seen him in a movie, and I always thought he was like kind of like a nerd. And
the stepbrother, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. The one that's
Paul Rudd.
Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah. So Paul Rudd, and I thought it was kind of weird. She like fell in love with her stepbrother. Like the concept was weird, but the nostalgic in the '90s trends, and it was like it was cool seeing the closet, like a computer with a closet, and it's like, wow. I mean that's like the future. And believe it or not, I'm sure, I mean, I've never seen it like in person or seen anything anywhere, but I'm pretty sure it's something somebody has in the year of 2024. But yeah, I loved that aspect about it. As if like all the, you know, terms that they used,
the whole West Coast aesthetic in it is really fun too, just in general,
yeah,
like from
100%.
California.
Yeah, I thought it was really funny when she just started driving and she went on the freeway and they're all like freaking out. Like,
that's me driving at all times. That's literally like me, like actual.
It's kind of funny, yeah.
To bring up the closet part, because that's all. I think every younger girl saying that instantly was like, I want that closet. But us growing up in like our young teen and our late teens, early in our 20s, Lauren's house that she grew up in growing up, I always was so jealous of her closet. She had the biggest, nicest closet. And it's funny because like I feel like your bedroom wasn't like ginormous or anything like that, but then you had this huge closet.
Yeah, that was,
and
like, the only thing that made it like big.
And it was so cute. She used to have all the bags like hung up on the top of it. It was
God, yeah,
I always loved it.
All my juicy bags.
Yeah. I hope you kept all them. They're like worth a lot of money now.
I still have 2 of them. Maybe no, I have 2.
You should get them like dry. If they're like, if I'm sure you've taken good care of them, but if they're like dirty at all, get them dry cleaned. And like I feel like because they're like, I bought a juicy bag not too long ago, a green one, because I feel like
it's wild. I can't believe they're still like kind of in style.
Yeah, the Y2K stuff. Yeah. Like I feel like pops off now.
Yeah, it's wild. Yeah. What else about Clueless I like?
Brittany Murphy.
Oh my God, yeah. Probably her first movie I've ever seen her in. And she had brown hair.
Mm-hmm.
R.I.P. She was a great actress. She was also really good in the movie with Eminem.
8 Mile.
8 Mile. Yeah, that was a good one. She had a couple movies. Oh, Uptown Girl with Dakota Fanning.
Yeah, that's
Also adorable.
one of my other
One of my
friends
favorites.
that I had on. She brought it up. Uptown Girls was in her top 5, and
Yeah.
Uptown Girls is definitely, I would say, in my top 10 favorite movies. It's just one of those like young, like early 2000s like girly flicks that I just it is perfect. I think it is perfect in almost
Yeah.
every single way, and it is so cute and it's very iconic. The fashion in that is phenomenal too.
Yeah. Oh, the father in Clueless cracked me up. He like played some like lawyer guy, and like just the way he talked to everybody, and just I thought it was hysterical. Like Cher coming down, and he's like, "Oh, what is that?" And she's like, "Oh, it's a dress, Daddy." So yeah.
Moving on to your next one.
I would say Mrs. Doubtfire, because anything with Robin Williams I was obsessed with, and that movie just hit hard, and it was the girl from Matilda in it.
Yeah.
I don't know her name either, but and then Sally Field and the guy who played James Bond, and there were so many, and one of the brothers from the Disney Channel.
Yeah.
And it's like
With the little like bowl cut. I feel like that was like
Yeah.
typical like 90s like cute
I
boy.
know,
Like,
and I love the opening scene where they have like the house party, and it's like jump, and there's like animals like out. It's like based out of California, and there's animals on the street like a petting zoo, and they're all just like dancing on the table like a bunch of like 8-year-olds or whatever. And I'm like, just thought it was very funny.
what other Robin Williams films like stick out to you?
To be honest, I would say the movie Jack.
They
really
always
good
showed us that in
movie.
school. Did you ever see? I feel like they
don't
always
think
played that in a
so.
class, in like health class for some reason.
Maybe they did,
Yeah.
but it's one of my favorite movies because I don't know, it's just like it's so heartwarming to me, like the entire movie, and the way he like made friends, and Jennifer Lopez is in it as a teacher, and I don't know, very cute, and it's crazy how great of an actor he was, and the character he played as like 8 years old, and he nailed it.
Yeah.
It was great.
Did you ever see 1 Hour Photo?
No.
That is okay. So it's because you probably like the feel good Robin Williams films. 1 Hour Photo is a complete wild card of a movie for Robin Williams, where he
Okay.
plays like a photo developer at like a Rite Aid type situation, where he
Okay.
becomes obsessed with a woman who brings in her family photos, and he starts stalking her, and
Okay,
like
I need to see that one.
it is really
Yeah.
creepy, and it is very underrated, and
Very
it's
cool.
a lot of people almost like forget, because I feel like everyone at the time was like, Robin Williams playing like a creep, like I don't want to
Yeah.
think about that, so I feel like
Interesting.
it's kind of overshadowed.
Huh. Well, I also like the movie Bicentennial Man.
Oh my god, yeah, I
It's
forgot
like
about that too.
It was actually, I remember it being, because the subtitles below it said like 2005. So that's like when it started. Also, another character from Matilda, the teacher, Miss Honey, she played the little girl, the little Pepsi girl, but she was like the older version. But I liked that. I like the futuristic films as well, because I was like, ooh, like, wonder if that's going to be like that in the future. And let alone, it kind of is in a way. But I just liked that he turned into like a person, like towards the end. But
He's a robot that then forms like his own actual like
Yeah.
functioning, which is scary at the same time, but it's a more like,
yeah,
in that movie they make it more heartwarming.
yeah, another heartwarming movie.
He's not trying to take over the world. Like, did you ever see? Oh my God, wait! This movie I feel like everyone hates, but this was another one that came out around Bicentennial Man. Is AI, artificial intelligence, with the little kid that was from The Sixth Sense.
Oh, okay. I know who it is.
But it's like
I've never
very
seen it.
mature.
Yeah.
Bicentennial is more heartwarming, but then AI, artificial intelligence, is more kind of like sort of has a thriller theme to it, where it's also very dark.
Yeah.
In the sense of where he's a little boy, like a little boy robot that then families can like integrate into their homes, and he kind
Yeah.
of starts to have his own thoughts,
Okay.
but then it's like tragic because then like the parents end up abandoning him. Yeah. It's got Jude Law in it too.
Okay, I have to catch that one too.
Yeah, a lot of people do not like that movie because it's controversial. But all
right.
What's your next one?
What do we do? 1, 2, 3. I mean, I guess we can go into the Harry Potter films. I couldn't just pick one. Actually, I do have like a favorite one, and it's kind of weird because it's like, I don't know. But the third one is one of my favorites. Again, I think I like a lot of time movies because they go through different times with like the necklace and everything. And I don't know. Something about it. It might have been like around the time. I think it was around 2003. But that was like an interesting time in my life. I guess maybe my parents are getting divorced or something.
So like the trauma, like connection with it.
Maybe. But I do remember that one coming out and seeing it. And I'm like, oh, I loved that one for some odd reason. Because then Goblet of Fire came out right after that. I'm like, that one was good. But like, I really liked the third one for some odd reason. And I think that was around the time I was like, huh, Harry Potter's kind of hot. I guess because he was going through like...
turmoil. And then maybe you were at the same time.
Maybe. Because I know we're like the same age, but like, I think. But yeah, he kind of like... I don't know, he looked kind of cute to me.
Aww.
But at the same time, like, as the movies went on, I'm like, he's kind of a dork.
Maybe I kind of had that too with guys with red hair with Ron Weasley.
Wait, that's funny. That's funny that you said that. I actually had a family come in. They actually come in a lot where the restaurant I work, and they have like 5 redheaded kids. Like, and I always pass their table, and I'm like, it's the Weasleys.
The Weasleys.
And my friend who works with me was like, "You're so right." And I'm like, "Wow, imagine their restaurant bill today." Ugh.
Did you ever pay Did you ever play any of the me and my brother always played the Harry Potter like PlayStation games when we were little?
I think I did. Like I think I did, but they were actually a lot of fun.
Yeah. Did you read any of the? Are you a big reader? I feel like I don't really remember you. Like I feel like I can't remember if you like
even
had
in school. Like they would assign us books, and I would not read. Like I'd read 2 pages and then put it down, and then act like I read it, and then
read Spark Notes.
Spark Notes.
Yeah.
Spark Notes.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah, that was my jam. Spark Notes.
Harry Potter, I feel like is one that has. I feel like a lot of people our age probably have a lot of roots connected with that. So that's a good answer.
Yeah, Harry Potter. Like, of course, like with those movies, you know, it started out, you know, bright and like, you know, magical. And then it turned into like darkness. Like if you look, I actually saw something like if you look at like all the Warner Brother like advertisements, like right before the movie starts, like each one just gets darker and darker and darker. And it's so true because the series gets dark and then everyone basically dies at the end.
It's kind of like real life adulthood, being young and innocence, and then it just everything just becomes absolutely like tumultuous. Oh my!
Yep. How many other movies are I?
I think that was your number 3 or 4.
1, 2, 3, 4.
So your 4th is next.
Okay. Yeah, I would say Little Mermaid.
The cartoon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, like, you know, all these little girls like Frozen, and I'm like, I was Little Mermaid, of course. I loved everything about it. It came out, I think, 1992, and I was around that. I was 90, so yeah. Growing up, I had like, you know, Ariel, everything. It was great, like Barbies and Polly Pockets. Oh my God, Polly Pockets.
Yeah, they're supposed to come out with a Polly Pocket movie. I saw.
Really?
Yeah. Like now that like Barbie was such a success or whatever,
oh, wow.
so now they signed on for like Polly Pockets and like I think 1 or 2 other like Life. I think they're coming out with like a Life movie too or something for like the board game.
Yeah, and I actually saw something on TikTok. Somebody created like I think it was like 1994 Polly Pocket, like a life size, like a house and everything.
I did see that, and it's an Airbnb, and you can like rent it out. Yeah, I did see that.
But it's weird, like it doesn't close. Like it's just like
I guess open. Like camping. Yeah,
maybe it's camping because I think there was like tents like on the outside. Yeah, but it was like the purple one with like the turquoise like inside, and it even had like all of the clothes hanging. It's like that's.
I wonder how much that is for like a night. I would guess it's probably like $1,000 a night or something.
Yeah,
it has to be. Although I guess like, well, if it's forever open, if it's opened up, I guess like the maintenance for them having to clean it because of weather would be a pain in the butt.
Yeah. I'm like surprised they didn't like use that as like a museum that people just like, you know, walk through and walk out. I mean, take their Instagram pictures and TikToks. And I don't know.
It's all about the gram.
It is. Yep.
So that was your
Lots of it, yeah.
wait. Mean Girls, Little Mermaid, Clueless, Missed Doubtfire. Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah,
That is all 5 of yours. All right, so this is my favorite question that I ask everybody. Is what is the first movie that you saw in movie theaters as a little kid?
I wish I could remember like the first, but I do remember one of the first. I would say Toy Story, the original Toy Story, and that came out in 1995, so it sounds about right. Yeah, I remember going. I think it was like a birthday party or something, but that was like the first Pixar movie ever, right?
I don't know personally. I distinctly remember like my brain wants to connect that with being the first Pixar. Like me seeing the little like lamp intro for Pixar. Like
I think they had shorts, but I feel like that was like the first theatrical movie that they had. But I don't know. So yeah, I mean, I just remember seeing that, and I'm like, oh my god. But yeah, that was one of the first. I distinctly remember because my grandmother is still alive. She's 94.
oh my god.
Yeah, she's 94, and so is my grandfather. They're both living in the same house. She brought me to see Jumanji, another Robin Williams movie. And I remember her saying when we left, she's like, oh, it was so loud. And I'm like, that was great. It was so cool. They were playing a board game. And there was animals everywhere, but yeah, that was a great movie as well. And Kirsten Dunst was in that too.
Really young Kirsten Dunst.
Yeah, that was a good one.
She's from Point Pleasant. Do you know that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew that. Amazing.
So with Jumanji and Toy Story, are those both movies that you're planning on showing your son?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
And I remember not the cartoon 101 Dalmatians, but the one with Glenn Close.
Oh, the live action.
The live action one. And that was probably one of my favorite movies as well because I just was obsessed with Dalmatians. I loved it. I love the spots. I'm like, they're so cute.
You should do that for Halloween this year. Like you should be
That's a good
Cruella
idea.
de Vil and have Aiden be like a little Dalmatian, and then
That'd be adorable.
make Cliff dress up like as a Dalmatian too. Like
he would embrace it too. He would put like the white or the black spot on his eye, just like walk around like this.
I feel like it's like a fun little idea.
That's a really cute idea. Yeah, for sure.
All right, my next question is, what is a movie that you think is overrated?
Oh, I would say, what was it, last year it came out? Barbie. I mean, she's a Barbie fan. I'm a Barbie fan. I was, grew up having like an entire box full of them. And it was just such a hype. And then I'm like, oh, I can't wait to see this. I went and saw it with my mother-in-law and sister-in-law. And we left the movie theater and I'm like, what was that? Like, I liked certain things about it. I would say they definitely nailed like the outfits, like the actual Barbie character and the Barbie dream house and Ryan Gosling. Look, can we talk about Ryan Gosling? But I just thought the story was weird. Like,
you weren't a fan of it?
It just like didn't really go with Barbie. I don't know. And I thought the weirdest part, so like growing up, like you're playing with your Barbies, and this is from what, I remember, and you're always like, Barbie and Ken, they're like, inseparable, they're married, they live happy ever after, and it's like she wanted nothing to do with Ken. I thought that was weird. I thought that was strange.
I never thought about that, but you're right. I feel like
very weird. And like, he's like sitting there like, I'm just Ken. And you're like, what? Like Barbie and Ken are supposed to be like the ticket item.
Yeah.
And they weren't. And then it became like a depressing, like, the girl she wasn't interested, and then there was trauma coming from her, and then all of a sudden like people reference like the girls with brats, and I'm like, ugh. I don't know, I just thought the story in the movie was a little strange to me.
I actually I like your outlook on it because I never thought it, because like I think about that too. I think of together Barbie and Ken are the two biggest, and they were always the couple with Barbies back in the day.
Yeah.
So, but that's a good answer. And I
Yeah.
like when everyone kind of has controversial answers, which I have gotten controversial answers for some of these,
sure.
but but that's also a movie like I enjoyed it when I saw it in the movies, but I haven't felt the need to rewatch it.
No, I did like the dance that they did, and it was cool, but I don't know, something about it. I was like, all right, that's over and done with. On to the next.
Yeah. All right, so that's your your overrated. What is a movie you think is underrated?
I would say let's go for Rat Race. I think that's a great movie.
It is, I think it is too. I agree. 100. That is one. Mr. Bean.
Yes.
It's got Mr. Bean in it.
Yes. Yeah. Do you remember the movie? Yeah, Mr. Bean. Where my favorite scene probably would have been like he did something with a gumball and threw it in the air and like caught it, and the little kid's, whoa, how did you do that? And he goes, magic. I'm like, what is that? I swear my brother and I used to be like, magic.
You and Evan.
I know we're the weirdest people ever, but but I thought that was hysterical, and it still like sticks with me till this day, like snorting like that.
It's got a crazy cat. Like in general, it's got like a
the cast. Is great.
I
like
can't remember.
Whoopi Goldberg's in
Yeah.
it, and Seth Green.
Yeah.
The guy that pierces his tongue, and he's like, ugh.
I can't remember that guy's name, but he's in the movie Grind too, and I loved him in the movie Grind.
Movie.
It's like a skateboard. I feel like it's funny because for some reason it popped up. It just like auto played on TV the other day when I was getting ready for work, and I was like, I love this movie.
Yeah.
But Rat Race is good, and that is very underrated because you don't really see that. I always say this, I feel like, about everything, but I don't see that really on streaming services at all.
No. Oh, a good scene out of that movie is when Amy Smart, I forget what her name was, and then the other guy, I forget his name. He was a lot of 90s, 2000 movies as well. And they're in the helicopter, and she like goes over her ex-boyfriend's house or something, and he's like in the pool with like some other girl.
Yeah.
And she's like, she acts crazy. She's like, and he's like, oh my God. And they're like trying to chase him in the truck in the helicopter, and she's like, oh my God, I'm gonna kill you. But I thought that was pretty funny as well.
That's actually a movie that I feel like would be great remade with a new ensemble cast. That's what it's called when it's a lot of like the bigger famous people thrown into one movie.
Okay.
But that kind of remade with the same concept of that they're all in the rat race trying to get this like money, like race to this money, but with all different storylines, but with newer big actors would probably work really well. And I'm usually very against remakes, but I feel like I would probably be down for that.
For sure, yeah.
All right, that's a great one for your overrated. The next question.
No, underrated.
Oh, underrated. Sorry. Yeah. All right, so the next question is, what is a movie that is coming out in the future that you were looking forward to, that you've seen a trailer for, and you're like, I'm gonna check that out?
Okay, I think it's out now. It wasn't. Anyway, the movie Trap. Anything with Josh Hartnett.
Yeah.
And you know, you haven't seen him in anything. What was that movie that he was in that he like couldn't have sex for like a certain amount of, and then
wait, 40 Days and 40 Nights?
Yes.
Is that what which I think that's actually
a good movie.
Yeah, I haven't seen that forever, but that's actually deemed a very I'm not going to get into it, but deemed a very controversial movie now. That's why it's I feel like not on anything.
I remember him from that movie. Obviously Pearl Harbor.
Yes.
Not sure what else he's really been in. It really sticks out to me, but I saw the trailer and I'm like, oh, Josh Hartnett's a daddy now. Sorry, I don't get it out much. But yes, I love that they go to like a concert. It looks like a sort of like Ariana Grande, Taylor Swift type concert, and he plays a dad, obviously, but in reality he's like a serial killer, and they're there to trap him into that concert to catch him, and he like figures it out. And I mean, I don't know what happens. Obviously, I haven't seen it, but that's what I got from the trailer. And I'm like, ooh, that looks really interesting. I actually would like to go to the movies and see that.
I'm very much team Josh Hartnett. There's a movie called The Virgin Brides that he was like the one main girl, which is actually Kirsten Dunst is like the lead in that.
Okay.
And he plays like her little love interest in this like the 70s. It's very sad movie, but it's I feel like that's always been like my Josh Hartnett like heartthrob movie.
Yeah.
My awakening, my Josh Hartnett awakening. All right, so that is your one that you're looking forward to. And my last question is, what is a movie theater snack or treat that you got growing up? Do you still get it now?
I'm a popcorn girl. I love my popcorn.
Lots of butter.
Lots of butter. Growing up, my mom, I remember growing up, we used to watch movies all the time together, and my mom would make it on the stove. Like she would,
the little like metal thing.
No, she would actually get like a big like not crock, but like a pot, and dump a bunch of kernels in it and sea salt.
Okay.
And she would literally make that, and we wouldn't even add butter, and
it was just like delicious.
Yeah, it brings back a lot of like scents and taste for my childhood.
Core memory.
Yeah.
You should do that with your son. I feel like that would be like,
yeah, that'd be fun. Yeah, like a popcorn movie night. Yeah, so anytime, I don't even care if I'm full, I need to get popcorn, because I would just sit there like, oop. I do remember as a kid, I was sitting there eating popcorn, and I would go like this and eat one at a time. And then I was like a brat, obviously. So I would be like, everybody has to eat one at a time. My dad would be like, okay. Okay, Lauren, let's eat one at a time. And I'm like, okay. But yeah, popcorn's a big thing for me. Anything sour, I'm not like a chocolate person. I do like the sour, like, I guess, warheads or airheads. God. That's what they are. Like the ropes or whatever, the rainbow ropes.
Oh, like rainbow belts, kind of, or like
belts.
yeah,
not ropes. The belts. Yeah, those are good.
Those are delicious.
I like those. Pretzels, I guess, like the soft pretzels.
The pretzels with cheese.
Yeah, those are good. As my later years, I like to bring wine, but I remember a friend of ours. We did that once, and we brought like these little box wines, and it was a good time. I don't remember what movie we saw, but again, I probably didn't remember it.
This is actually the second time now, because your episode is premiering after Jess's, but Jess kind of gave that answer. Jess was like, actually a road soda. Like she was like, that's what I like bringing to the movie.
Yeah,
so like,
I did bring a little thing of box wine once. I remember going to the movie with a friend, and her roommate was there. She had a blanket draped over her, and she had Taco Bell box under her blanket. I'm not even joking. And we were just like, huh? Good for you.
One of my favorite like movie memories with Lauren is that, well, actually, okay, and it's funny. Okay, I know this episode is going to be longer. I feel like we do have a lot of history, and I feel like there's a lot of funny stories, so I think it is entertaining. Yeah. So I have two big monumental movie history things with Lauren. The first one is we back in the day went to go see Wolf of Wall Street. And it started doing blizzarding out, but the movie was so good.
It was so good.
And I think we had like James with us or something.
Yeah, probably.
And so I remember it was blizzarding out, and apparently the roads were horrible, but Wolf of Wall Street's almost 3 hours long, and we didn't want to leave because the movie was so good. Yeah. And my parents and I drove, and I had my shitty little like pink Geo Tracker, which was probably not safe. It didn't have it didn't have 4-wheel drive. So I remember my parents like blowing up my phone the whole entire movie. Was like, where are you? The roads are so bad. And I'm like, this movie's so good. We don't want to leave.
Yeah, I would have died in the blizzard. My mom wouldn't know.
Yeah. Lauren always used to have like snow blizzard parties too at her house back in the day.
Yeah. So much fun.
My mom would always be like, I know. She's like, I know when it snows out. You're going to go into your friend Lauren. She always has parties when it snows out. Like that's what she always associated you with.
That's so funny.
But that is the first movie memory. And then the second one is we went when I feel like a big group of girls went to go see Hustlers, which I always thought was so fun.
Yes. Yeah. Oh my God. That's such a good movie.
I still rewatch that all the time.
Yeah.
That's like, yeah.
Oh, and great actresses too. Cardi B's in it.
Yeah.
The girl from, what's that show?
The blonde one?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Why can't I think of her name right now?
Oh, it's that stupid show I stopped watching?
Riverdale. The girl from Riverdale.
Riverdale.
I can't think of her. Lily Reinhart is her name.
I mean, it wasn't
Kiki
bad. It just,
Palmer
like-
is in it too.
Oh yeah, that was so good. J-Lo looked awesome.
Yeah.
As always, but yeah, that great memories.
I just remember thinking it was there. I think there was literally a group of like 6 of us that went, 6 or 7.
I think there was definitely a bunch of us.
And then I think we went to like Miracle Bar or something after. We definitely went
Yeah.
somewhere after
Yeah,
too.
I think so.
And then we're all like, should we start scamming men? Like should we say?
Genius.
Yeah. But what's it called? Yeah. So that's my favorite movie memories with you. But that's all right. That's wrapping it up. That's all the questions.
Lots to talk about.
Yeah, this has been a great little episode. I
No,
feel
thanks for
like
having me.
no problem. Do you want to give a little shout out, Lauren, to your TikTok? She's been really, I feel like putting all her
I'm
effort
not
into
that
TikTok.
cool, but I'm trying.
I love your full fledged effort into TikTok though, because I feel like it's the dedication to it that's
I feel
gonna.
like I've been doing the crimped hair for so long. I'm just like trying to make that like a thing on my TikTok, and it's not really working, but I'm trying.
I love it. I feel like it's
And I have
always
my
been
son
you
on
though.
there. Yeah, like I don't know. I'm doing whatever material I have, I guess. I don't know. I don't really have much time to do anything, so
You're great though with talking like to the camera though.
I
That's like
am.
me and Alyssa were talking about that. We're like, you're so good. Like that's why we always say you should do like little story times or something, because
I should.
you seem
I
very
know.
comfortable talking to the camera. Where
Okay.
that's why I feel like I get so nervous when I'm talking to the screen at TikTok.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm like scared to go live, to be honest, but I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try to go next week. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
But
But-
yeah, thanks for having me.
Do you want to shout out your TikTok in case anyone wants to
It's
follow
just
you?
Lauren Mama Life.
She's, if you look on my thing, I do
think it's
follow
Lauren
her.
G Mama Life. I don't know. I think I changed it like twice. Yeah, Lauren Gunn, or just Lauren Mama Life.
Perfect. All right, but thank you so much, Lauren. This has been
Thanks for
very
having
fun. And yeah, come on again soon if you want, just to like banter. I keep thinking
Okay.
about how I want to start doing episodes like
We should
'cause-
just like sit here and talk about
like
stuff.
TV shows, or we could do a
Yeah.
specific genre like of girly pop movies or something like that. I feel like that would be fun.
Do some
But
boomerangs.
yeah. But all right, thank you so much again. And thank you so much for listening, guys. All right, bye.
Bye.